Hi everyone, Diana here. I apologize for running a little late this week. I've had a most unusual week for me. I've been ill. It was a reaction to something. I had an allergic reaction, and you wouldn't have wanted to see me because you would have been concentrating on how swollen my face was, especially my lips. They were just huge. Daisy's here with me, and she came to say hello. Also, I had no voice because I couldn't get air through my chest. So anyway, these are the messages for December 24th to the 30th. December 24th to the 30th. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and almost Happy New Year. That's coming up next week, isn't it? Excuse me. I still am having a little trouble getting my full breath in, so forgive me. And my lips are almost back to normal. Now, this is interesting because everything in our life has a meaning, and everything that comes into our lives, we can look at the deeper picture if we so desire, which I'm going to challenge you this week to look at everything that happens in your life from a spiritual perspective. What does that mean? Let me use my illness this week as an example. I had a speaking engagement Friday night, and I felt great, and I came home and I felt great and had lots of energy like I tend to do. And Saturday morning I woke up and I felt uncomfortable. Now, where I was speaking, there was incense burning when I walked in, and it may have been that exasperated it or that brought on what was happening. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But Saturday, I still felt fine, had a lot of energy, but was having a little trouble breathing and wanted to just keep my throat moist. But Saturday night, late, middle of the night, late, I woke up and I had a fever and I didn't feel well. Oh, and I thought, I'm coming down with something, and this is so rare for me. I really didn't know what to do. And Daisy's coming over when I talk about the illness to give me lots of loves here. So I'm going to ask Daisy to go sit down. Go sit down. Go over on your bed right now, honey. Good girl. Okay. That said, by Tuesday, my lips were all swollen and it was moving up into my nose and my ears. So I ended up going to the doctor, which is something I'm very bad about that. So I always say, do as I say, not as I do when it comes to medical personnel. Go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor and got a shot and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And things didn't get better. They kept getting worse. So anyway, eventually I got my voice back. I got air back that I could breathe, and the swelling went way down. Now, all of that said, here's my challenge to you, which is define life through the spiritual, not just the human. Because what I want, and so I'm using myself as that example, what I want to say is this last week has been challenging. There were times I was certainly grumpy. There were times I just wanted people to go away and leave me alone, and other times I was so welcoming of my friends and family and acquaintances and all the healing energy and prayers that came from all of you and from my Facebook friends, people I've never met but know through social media, and of course my immediate family and my extended family and all of my friends. So I was forced to receive a lot. Isn't that wonderful? Because I don't always do that. I always tell you, breathing and giving and receiving are the same. When we breathe in, we receive. When we breathe out, we give. And so I had to do a lot of breathing in this week in order to have enough air to speak. And so the wonder of that is I had to get ill to be able to receive more. The other gifts that came to me this week is I didn't get to spend Christmas with my extended family and with friends, and I had to miss a lot of gatherings and time with friends, and I did miss that. However, excuse me, in place of that, I was given peace. I was given time. I was forced to slow down. I was forced to go inward. I was forced to be quiet. And so I had a joyful week of when I didn't get to do a lot because I just didn't have the energy or I didn't feel up to it. And so Daisy's coming over to give me healings here. So in that, I found the blessing of the illness, where I reached a point once I surrendered to it and stopped fighting it. I reached that point of contentment. I reached that point of inner joy. I reached that point of it's okay to not be out in the community sometimes. It's okay to just sit here and just be and watch the Christmas lights and not be in the turmoil, the stress, the excitement, the partying of the holiday season. So it's been a very quiet, peaceful time for me. And that's been great. That's been wonderful, even though I've missed the other. From a human perspective, it was full of, oh, I don't get to do this, or this. I don't get to see, the kids open their presents. I don't get to see this. I don't get to be part of that. That's the human perspective. And also from the human perspective, it doesn't feel good to not feel well, does it? But from the spiritual perspective, looking at the very same situation from that spiritual perspective, that's when we find the contentment and the joy and the peace that comes. The medicine is a steroid, and so it keeps me up all night. And then the histamine puts me to sleep. So my sleep patterns have been very strange, which means, excuse me, I'm waking up in the middle of the night, and so I can use that time productively in meditation and prayer and journaling and reading. And again, it has just been a very peaceful time once I live from the spirit instead of from the human. And so that's your challenge this week, to live more from that spirit and let it come into the human. So in every situation you encounter, I challenge you to find the spiritual side. Find the deep gifts of love and then pass them on. But put them into your life, incorporate them in your life. Find that deep inner peace, that surrender to the illness that allows you to go deeper into yourself. If there's an illness, if there's pain in your heart, go in through the pain until you get to the other side and find the spiritual reason for it. I don't have all my voice back, so I'm not going to say a whole lot more today, other than we do want to look at what Philip has to say for you. For those of you who keep coming back, for your loving wishes, I am so grateful, and thank you all for your healing energy and prayers for me as I continue on my healing journey. For those of you who are new to this station or to this channel, thank you so much for coming. This is Philip, my spirit guide, and it's an oracle book. And yes, it is available. My website is below, so please, you can just go right to my website, or it is available, excuse me, it is available on Amazon.com as well. And each page has a different wisdom on it, so we just flip through here to find the wisdom. I want to also mention that coming in January, we're going to start in January, is I am doing a year-long workshop. And it's to help you find your true mission in this life. And then we'll use the group energy. We'll do a lot of different processes. We meet once a month in the physical world. So if you'd like to know more about the Sacred Path, that information is below as well. I do have room for a few more people. So we're going to just flip through here, think left or right, and we'll see what we come to. Okay, I'm getting mixed messages for left and right. So, okay, thank you. But I believe, I'm going to read both, but I believe right is our message. And it's interesting because I was just talking about the Sacred Path, and this really speaks right to it. You are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. You are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. Oh, my friend, that is so true. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing in the Sacred Path this year. It's a year-long intensive time where, yes, there will be homework and the group energy will help you and the processes will help you figure out what your mission in this life is or what your next mission is. You may have already fulfilled one or even two of your missions or three or four, and you have another one. And this is the main soul purpose of your life. We're going to figure out what that is. And then we're going to help you create it so you can make your life better, but also make the whole world better. So Philip's message, you are a unique soul who was put on this earth to be the individual you are. Now this also on the left, I'm going to read it because I think it goes along with our message too. Sometimes when we're in pain or illness or loss or feeling God moved. Where'd you go, God? God has not moved. You have. This is where we go back to the spiritual. You know, my God is not a God of any one religion. I say religion makes our God too small. So my God is that energy, that is love, that is all that is. And it's just, God is just there waiting for us to say, here's what I need to do. But we want to listen to that still small inner voice that comes through us from the divine, that is our soul self. So this week, listen to your soul self. What are the messages? And then take those messages into your life for more joy, more contentment, more peace, and certainly more love. I love you, my friends. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for allowing this week to turn into one of the most joyous and peaceful weeks of your life. I love you. Daisy loves you. Thank you for loving us and helping us heal. Until we meet again, I love you.